far from the wicked, but he hears the prayers of the righteous. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanks, present your requests to God. Devote yourselves to prayer, being watchful and thankful. Pray continually. Therefore, confess your sins to each other and pray for each other so that you may be healed. The prayer of a righteous man is powerful and effective. And then, my phone. I read in Luke 18. Could someone read that for me real quick, Daniel?
The race.
Luke 18?
Luke 18.
Just the whole
that,
chapter.
no, the little parable.
Which one?
Luke 18, verse 1.
One day Jesus told his disciples a story to illustrate their need for constant prayer and show them that they must never give up. There was a judge in a certain city, he said, who was a godless man with great contempt for everyone. A widow of that city came to him repeatedly, appealing for justice against someone who had harmed her. But the judge ignored her for a while, but eventually she wore him out. I fear neither God nor man, he said to himself. But this woman is driving me crazy. I'm going to see that she gets justice because she is driving me out with her constant contempt. Then the Lord said, learn a lesson from this evil judge. Even he rendered a just decision in the end. So don't you think God will surely give justice to the stupid people who plead with him day and night? Will he keep cutting them off? I tell you, with grant justice, he will grant justice to them quickly. But then I, the Son of Man, but when I, the Son of Man, return, how many will I find?
Thank you. So, just thinking about all this, for some of you that were here 2 years ago, I shared a story about one of my best friends, Matt. And I don't know if you remember or not, but Matt and I grew up in Africa together. We would shoot our slingshots and hit birds on the Wycliffe compound that we weren't supposed to. And sometimes the rocks would hit the roofs. We would build tree forts, and I remember this massive tree in his backyard, and we would nail little rungs because there were no branches. The first branch was maybe 50 feet up, and I'd kind of hang on to that rung and hammer the next one in and hang on to that. Anyways, we were like best friends, and it was pretty cool. I grew up in Burkina Faso with him, which is in West Africa, and then his family ended up moving to Kenya in East Africa, and just so happened that we got reassigned to Kenya exactly when he did, so our furloughs kind of lined up, and so we kind of went through different phases in Africa together, and ended up going to the same college in the U.S. I mean, that wasn't planned. It just, so many parts of my life were, orchestrated with him. And after his first year of college, that didn't go so well for him, so he decided to join the Marines, and he did that for 4 years. And I had graduated and started working in construction and fixing houses and doing stuff like that. So when he finished up, he's from Oregon, and I'm from Texas, and he decided to come down and to work with me. And on one of the projects, we were putting up siding on a house. And this was a really tall, it was 2 stories, but it was very tall. And so the only way to get to the top, we had to take scaffolding, and we stacked, a couple scaffolding on top of each other. The scaffolding itself was maybe 12 feet high, no railing or anything, and we still couldn't quite get to the top. So we had this stupid, bright idea of putting a ladder up against the wall just to get to the very peak of this house. And he started climbing up the ladder and got a little bit too high, and the ladder pushed out the scaffolding. He's 15 feet up, and the scaffolding pushes out, the ladder starts falling, he's falling, and he ends up hitting the ladder, breaking the ladder, and he's laying on his back in just a lot of pain. And being the MKs that we are, and how much we hate the hospital and all that, we're like, should we take him to the hospital? Or and that's like thinking, no, just give me a minute, let me think about this. And he's just in agonizing pain, and after a while we came to our senses and realized, yeah, he's in big trouble. We've got to take him to the hospital. And so we took him to the hospital. We've got no insurance, and we're like, okay, God. They checked him out, and he had not broken anything. I guess the ladder had broken his fall. He was in a ton of pain. He could hardly walk. So they ended up releasing him that same day. Anyways, over the course of a couple months, the bills start coming in, and they keep coming in, and they keep coming in, and all of a sudden, he's got an over $20,000 bill. No insurance. He doesn't have that kind of money. He's a missionary kid. He just, started working part-time with me. We're like, how in the world are we gonna take care of this bill? There's no way that's so much money. There's no way. And I told you guys about this story if any of you guys remember, and you guys prayed for him. And we just, I said, God, this is way bigger and above, what I can handle. We have to leave this up in your hands. And the result of that is he ended up writing a letter and trying to apply for charity. And after a really long time, and all of a sudden the bill started going to collection, so people started calling him, hey, we need the money, hey, we need to get you on a payment plan. And all of a sudden, one day, it was gone. He got a call saying, hey, charity took care of it. The whole bill, completely gone. And that was such a cool thing, such a huge growth. I'm really excited to be able to follow up that story, from last time, and it really shows me, prayer is powerful. Prayer is really effective. And so I want to do that again. I know Caleb's been struggling with his leg. It says prayer is effective, prayer is powerful, and I know that things can happen. And so I just want to take this time and pray for, the leg, the issues that he's been having with his back. So I'm gonna open it up to you guys.